make this go on forever. My wife and I got together around that album, and that was on every single night. And to this day, boom! Oh man, it cuts deep. It cuts deep.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That song is now about 47 hours long live when we play it. It's we've added and added and added to it. It just keeps getting longer and longer.
The darkness got darker.
It's just got darker and darker. You've got to cancel your plans for the rest of the week when you listen to that.
I'd like to actually, do you know what now? That'd be a nice surprise if I wheeled out the 47-hour version of that tonight while we're having dinner.
yeah, sure.
It sounds different.
You can just go on. Yeah, you can go and have dinner. You can go out. You can go out to a restaurant and come back.
We go away for the weekend. It's still playing, you know. Hey, but though with the new stuff, the beginning, it's heart on sleeve, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. Definitely, me, Johnny, and Nathan definitely poured our hearts onto it. And there's blood, sweat, and tears in there somewhere too, as there should be on every album. But yeah, no, for sure. I like to get to the heart of things, or at least try to. That's the intention. Whether it gets there or not is up to the individual listener, I suppose.
But there seems to be most definitely, a story there. There's still talk of dark places and this, that, and the other, and there's apologies looked for, and there's, it seems like real life, and that's something that you seem to do very, very well. Lyrically, there's stories, and there's, dare I say, poetry in there,
Oh, that's very kind of you. This record was slightly different for me lyrically. Johnny and Nathan and myself wrote the music, but with the words, I normally sort of disappear off somewhere and write them, at my house or something. And this time around, Johnny would challenge me to go, why don't you write them in the room when we're, making the music, and we'll write the whole thing in the same day. And so every single song on this record, almost, I think 90% of them were written the lyrics were written the same day as the music. So everything feels, for me anyway, it feels like that has helped the record feel really alive,
organic,
spontaneous. Yeah, there's a word that you could use for sure. And what I'd done before the record even started was which I'd never really done before. I'm always writing, but I never really I don't see an album in the distance and go, I better start writing lyrics for it. I normally we make the music and then I write the lyrics. But I was just writing lyrics, and I knew they were for this record. I just knew they were, and I was writing and writing and writing. And then when we actually came to making the songs and writing the songs, I would lift a line that I'd already written out, and then let everything grow from that line.
Okay.
So they were kind of like the little seeds that I just placed in the song, and then so there was these little signposts that I was sort of gathering along the way. So this record was completely different in so many different ways that we've done before. That everything felt very spontaneous.
So was it a challenge? Was it something that you actually enjoyed writing it that way, and kind of, hey lads, what do you think of, what do you think of this? And getting that instant feedback, because there must be that time when, okay, I have this is what we're going to sing. And were you more nervous of the lyrics, I guess? Maybe that's the question.
No, I think in the past I've been more nervous. I think this time around, I'd be showing them to Johnny or Nathan and going, sometimes you're like a dog with a or a cat with a bird or something like that. You're like, just leave it on the doorstep. Is this a thing? Is this any? Do you want this? So sometimes there was still that moment where you're not that Johnny or Nathan would ever make me feel like this. I would feel like this without them ever intending me to. But you feel like you're delivering homework, but most of the time that feeling wasn't there. That feeling was just like the songs were sort of coming to life from those little seeds, but they were just springing to life quite, dare I say, easily, because I have spent 5 years sometimes trying to write the lyrics of a song. And there was none of that on this. They were all either written in a day or they were written in the studio when I was just about to sing the song. And at Fraser T. Smith's studio. And there was a couple of bits of pieces that I hadn't quite finished that I finished in the moment. And it all felt like it was just happening very easy is the wrong word.
No,
with less gnashing of teeth than there has maybe been in the past.
And the beginning, that first track that we're getting from the new album is that take one take done?
Well, Johnny was when we were doing the bio interview with the wonderful Dan Cairns, Johnny said that, and it found its way into the bio. But please let me say, and I have been correcting the record, that was done in one take, but there were many, many, many songs on this record and every other record we've ever made that were multiple takes of vocals. There's plenty of times where I have not got it, but one of the great things.
One of the great on the first go that it's the one.
Well, nothing. I tried re-singing it a couple of times over the course of the 2 years, because we wrote it April 2022. So there's been a little bit of time in between there and then. So I tried a few different ways of singing it, and it didn't really work out. So I just it just never felt like we needed to worry about it. But in that moment when I finished the lyrics, and then I just kind of sung, I was sitting down, I kind of sung it I was just really relaxed. And Johnny's there, someone I love like a brother, and I just felt very calm and very relaxed. And he is my brother. We just are. Me and Nathan and Johnny just are. We just are. It doesn't matter who our parents are. We're brothers. But it just was the moment. And sometimes that moment comes the minute you write the song, and sometimes that moment comes much, much later. And it had nothing to do with it being the first take. It was just the right moment, because it could have been 100 takes to find that right moment, but it just was.
But I was talking with my boy Nathan yesterday, and we were listening to ZZ Top, and it was the first ZZ Top's first album, and he was like, "How many are in this band?" And I said, "There's only 3. You know, it's bass player, lead guitar, vocal, and drums." And he's like, "That's not many," and because he's 5. and then I was like, I got the heads up. I was talking to you, and I was like, "God, that's interesting," because we're back to 3, and it still sounds as big. And clearly, from how you're talking, 3 feels right. It's a nice tight unit again.
It is, but we always will honor the past deeply, because we went through so much with everybody that's been in Snow Patrol, and we love them all. And it's just that we want to celebrate what's happening in the present and look towards the future with the 3 of us. And I'm very, very happy right now. The record, I cannot wait for people to hear the album, The Forest is the Path. I can't wait because I'm so excited about it. And we had such fun making it, especially when we got in with Fraser T. Smith. The 4 of us together was the chemistry was so
magic.
Palpable. Yeah.
Talk to me very quickly about the artwork, Gary, because I loved it. Was almost like Earth's core in my eyes, the fiery ring, and then it kind of gets bluer as you go out.
Okay.
And obviously everyone will interpret that differently. But then I was curious about the sort of the lines in the circle and
right. You see, you look deep.
Yeah,
you look deep. Well, there's actually I very rarely film myself painting, but I filmed myself painting that one. And when you see the video, you'll pat yourself on the back, because you'll find there is paint. It's painted over another painting that I painted. There is actually there is actually a human figure in that circle of fire.
Stop it!
Yeah,
love it. Well, and then we've got to talk very quickly about the gigs. You're coming to see us then in Dublin. You've got Belfast in Ireland. You've got Dublin 3 Arena. Last time, they were literally swinging from the rafters. Are we in for more of that again?
Oh my goodness, I can't wait. I can't wait to get back to Dublin. I can't wait to. We're playing Limerick this summer as well. I just can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. We're about to start rehearsals in 2
Limerick
weeks.
is the only show this year. The stuff we're talking about is all 2025.
So yeah, the tour, the sort of album tour, if you want to call it that, the Forest is the Path tour starts in the end of January in Europe, and then we're in the UK and Ireland in February. But yeah, Limerick is the only show in only one of our shows. We're doing some festivals, but the only one of our shows in anywhere in Ireland this year.
Okay. Listen, it's been really nice to talk to you. Really appreciate your time. Thanks for talking to Nova. If you're ever hanging around Dublin, please feel free to pop in, because we
thank you.
We love the Snow Patrol, and my wife and I are very thankful for everything that's gone on in the past.
Brilliant. Well, yeah, come and see us play live, and we'll play you that 47-hour version of Make
Just stop. Let me see what anniversary's coming up here that I can rope you into. Thanks a mil. Look after yourself.
Take care.